This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. So Bret is now kind of, this is the fall of 96. I think it's October. I'm freestyling. And there is a discussion about will he or won't he, at least for television purposes, as far as will he sign with WCW? Will he return to the WWF?
Oh, God.
And that's when it comes out that he signed a 20-year deal. Carry us through that whole contract situation. What was real? What wasn't? This is a weird time in the WWF. The NWO is really starting to take hold. Jim Ross has turned heel. He's brought back fake Razor and fake Diesel. Farouk is, Ron Simmons has a stupid gladiator outfit on. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the promotion. So carry us through, if you're defending the Farouk thing, we got to circle back to that. Carry us through the contract situation with Bret in the fall of 96.
Well, the Farouk thing was great. Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. A lot of people skip over that part. That's funny. There was, again, I don't really remember the time frame either, but the issue was Bret had been, it was during a time that WCW was
on fire.
They were kicking our ass in the ratings, and they were offering deals to a lot of our talent who had contracts that were coming up. Bret being one of those people. Bret indicated that he didn't want to go, that he wanted to stay in the WWF at the time.
Can I ask who you think would have helped set that up? Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, DDP?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely no clue on that.
Okay.
But the situation was one that, again, let's go back even, well, in the same time period. Hulk Hogan's contract was up at WCW coming up. So Hulk was also negotiating.
I see.
Which very few people actually know. Hulk was negotiating, and Hulk put the feelers out. He wanted to see if there was anything back in New York.
And this is just a few months after the NWO. That would have been July of 96 when Hogan joined. We're in October now.
He was Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
So we're just a couple of months in to a pretty big-time angle, and Hogan sending feelers out.
Yeah.
Okay.
His contract was up. He had the option. He had the right to at that time. And we were exploring those options, seeing, what do we want to do? Hulk Hogan's available. Hulk Hogan arguably was the guy who the WWF was built on. And
that's arguable.
The biggest,
yeah, that's not arguable.
Some people will argue it.
Sure.
But here you have Hulk Hogan who's available and wanting to come home, if you will. And you've got Bret Hart, whose contract is coming up, and is wishy-washy on where he wants to be. Well, if you lose Bret, what do you
pick up? Yeah.
Right. And if there's an opportunity to pick up a Hulk Hogan, then do you need Bret?
Right.
So that was debated back and forth. Vince went out to Denver and met with Hogan.
Wow.
And I'll never forget it. Vince went out there to meet with him and, tried to keep it private. And Hulk was like, no, man, let's go down.
Are those all airport meetings? Do they always meet?
No, they met in a hotel.
Okay.
And Vince was like, you want to come up to the room? He says, no, let's go down to the restaurant. And they met in public so everybody could see. And Hulk's thing was, I believe, looking back, and, we thought about it afterwards, that was obviously a Hulk
negotiation tactic for WCW.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah.
And we, had Hogan's contract. We looked at it. We had an opportunity to match it, make it better, give him an offer. But WCW had the opportunity to match it.
Sure.
With Turner. So, again, we went back and forth, Hulk Bret, Hulk Bret, Hulk Bret, Hulk Bret, and chose Bret.
So you guys didn't make an offer to Hogan?
I don't think we did.
And you don't think you did because his contract demand was too much?
His asking was too much. His asking was a lot. However, Vince being...
Do you remember a number?
I don't. But I do remember Vince saying that if it helps you, Terry, I'll make you an offer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Vince is always good.
That's
like
pretty
that.
good. That's pretty solid of him.
Yeah, he said, he goes, if it helps you, I'll make you an offer, and I'll honor it if it's what you want to do, but I'm not gonna pay you what you're asking.
Right.
And so the decision was made to make Bret an offer.
So at this point, you guys negotiate terms with Bret, and there's been a lot of talk about that contract. Was it really a 20-year deal?
Yes.
And do you remember, was it $1 million a year for 20 years? Is that what the number was?
No, it was not. No, it wasn't. It was staggering numbers. It was high during the times that Bret was wrestling
and on
for
TV.
For the remaining years that he had left to compete inside the ring. And then there was a period where he would appear periodically as an attraction. And then there was a time that we wanted Bret to be a part of the office and be a part of the company, developing talent, working with talent behind the scenes. And
how do you think Bret would have did in that role?
I think Bret would have been a good teacher. I think Bret could help guys with telling stories in the ring. Look, say what you want to about Bret Hart.
I didn't say anything bad.
People have.
Okay.
I probably have. But Bret in the ring told beautiful stories.
But you think he would have been a good teacher too? I'm not saying that Bret couldn't have been. I'm just wondering what you think.
I do think he would have been a great teacher because Bret always asked the right questions.
Okay.
And he always would tell you why he did something and understood the psychology of why he was doing something.
Well, did you have a conversation with Bret to know why he picked WWF over WCW at the time?
Well, okay. Let's get to that. So the offer's made.
Right.
Bret didn't give us an answer.
For how long?
You remember that night on Monday Night Raw?
Oh, come on.
God is my witness.
Uh-uh.
Okay, because you were there.
No, I'm just saying that whole Vince acting, oh, my gosh, or thank goodness, that was a shoot.
Bret didn't show up until 1 hour before we went live.
Okay, so he told him backstage, and then...
Yeah, but we weren't sure what he was going to do live, honest to God. We were not really sure. Yes, he did tell us beforehand. He did. But he showed up an hour before.
Which is uncharacteristic of him.
Not really.
Okay.
But it's bad business. And with everything that was going on with Nitro stealing our guys. And
people are on edge.
There's a window. Yeah, it wasn't comfortable. I didn't think that was cool.
Right.
But he did show up late. Told him what he was going to do. But there was still that, is he going to go out on live TV and say, I'm going to Nitro?
Right.
There was a little bit of that unknown.
I feel strongly that saving money is important. If it's not something we worry about now, boy, we are really going to worry about it later. And I want to help you get out of debt faster and do it with cheaper monthly payments. I'm talking to you if you're in a 30-year loan. Now is the time to take years off of your loan. We're routinely helping our listeners cut 5, 10, even 15 years off their loan. And you can do this without perfect credit, with no money out of pocket. You've just got to start at savewithconrad.com.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, of course you would have done that. But so I want to talk about this. He negotiated with WCW years before in 1991 and thought he could leave, and then found out that his contract had rolled over.
And he was negotiating with WCW then.
So there's a whole lot of Bret Hart, super fans who say, oh, Bret would never do that. But in reality, he'd already done it once before.
Right.
Okay. So he makes the announcement in the ring, and I assume the conversation had been, when you come back, we'll put you with Steve at Survivor Series, because that was a month later.
Well, I'm sure there was discussion, at the time, as far as we had an idea what we wanted to do with Bret.
Yeah.
But there was also serious discussion, okay, what if he leaves?
Yeah.
There's discussion, what if he leaves and we get Hogan? But then there was also the very real possibility of, what if we don't get Hogan and Bret leaves anyway?
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.